What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? So, if you just left Fred, you in the right place. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it. Let's get it. Start inviting niggas on and everything else. About to put that in the chat. We live from the boxing section. Got the substitute teacher in the house. Salute to everybody. Salute to everybody. Salute to Texas in the building. Southern Cal in the building. What's happening? What's happening? If you want to beam in, DB, go ahead and beam in. We're gonna talk a little boxing tonight. Let everybody come through. Jarvis, what's going on, man? Salute. So, man, we my boy Reggie Owens, what's going on, man? Yeah, man, we just waiting for everybody to come in. Y'all can beam in. We're gonna chop it up, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what we were gonna talk about tonight. I'm trying to figure it out. Once somebody beam in, we can probably just go back and forth, whatever. D Walk, what's up, man? What's going on? But yeah, man, a lot of talks about AB, man. I want to get off of AB tonight, man. I overstayed my welcome at the shop today with AB, so I'm trying to move off AB for the night. Y'all hop on, man. H Money. Andrew, what's going on, man? How you feel? All right, man. So we're gonna talk about Shakur Stevenson tonight, man. And I guess we'll talk about him and Valdez. I got Shakur beating him easy. I don't think Valdez has the capabilities to beat Shakur Stevenson. I don't think he is quick enough to beat Shakur Stevenson. I don't think his jab is good enough to beat Shakur Stevenson. H Money, man, I gave you a wrench yesterday, man. Hold on. Start wrenching. I'm gonna go wrench all up real quick, man. H Money, hop on, man. Y'all feel free to beam in, man. You know what I'm saying? Feel free to beam in. Yeah. But I got Shakur Stevenson over him, no question about it, man. Anybody got anything else? You know what I'm saying? Feel free to beam in. Right now, Shakur Stevenson, him and Jamel Herring, in my opinion, are the best at 130. I think those two are going to have to meet eventually, and I think that's going to be a great fight. They know each other, so the camps are familiar with each other. So that's gonna be a good fight. That's gonna be a good fight to see. I don't think the Tank Shakur Stevenson fight is ever gonna happen, just because of business of boxing. I don't think it's gonna allow it to take place. I think the most we get is the Jamel Herring fight. That's about it. That's what I think. Hey, Reg, hop on real quick, Reg. I think For me though, I think Shakur Stevenson is top 5 out of young stars. I got him, Devin Haney at the top of that list, along with Boots Ennis, Cool Boy Steph, of course. I like Chris Colbert. I think those are the top young fighters right now. I think Big Baby Anderson. I think he's gonna be a hell of a fighter. I believe that. But yeah, man, I ain't trying to cook with myself, man. Y'all, come on. He messed with Top Rank a little bit though. It just depends. It's gotta benefit him to the fullest. I think it has to benefit him to the fullest before he'll do some business with Top Rank. All right. So now, yeah, man, let's talk about Devin Haney, man, being a great fighter at 135 that has failed to get the fights that he deserves. I think those guys are scared to fight him, man. I think they're afraid to look bad against him. I think that I really think they don't have a heart to fight him. I think he makes everybody look bad and nobody looks good against him. And I don't think that he can show up. I don't think nobody can show up against him. Mike Weary, man, salute, brother. Hustle home, man, salute. Appreciate you, man. Feel free to beam in, man. The link is in the link is in the chat. All right. So, yeah, man, nobody can beat Devin Haney at 135. And at 140, it's up in the air. I got Josh Taylor more than anything else. I think he's had the hardest road to his destination. I think him getting past Regis Prograis was a big deal. Man, for sure, man. Shout out to my LA niggas, man. 100%. Yeah, man. 140 is the toss up. 147. I think the best fight at 147. Big Fred. Shout out to Fred. I think at one. Shout out to my boy H Money finna come on. Yeah, man. At 147, it's Errol Spence, in my opinion. 154, Jamel. 160, Jamal. 168, I'm gonna be biased. I'm gonna go Steven Nelson, that's my homeboy. But a close second, David Benavidez. 175, it's up in the air. I don't really follow, and then I just move up to heavyweight, man, to Deontay Wilder. What's going on, H Money? What's happening?
What's up with it? What's good?
Oh man, another one like the other one. Same superheated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Hey, yeah, I want to say shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe to the channel right now. And man, what you cooking on, man? I'm ready to cook with you, man. You got any questions for me? I'm ready to break this shit down for you.
Listen, man, we freestyling right now. We just going back and forth with it. Tell me your best from one. Let's go. We can go to 122. The best at 122 and we'll go up to 168. Who's
Well,
the
at 122, I gotta go with Murajan Akhmadiev. His name is MJ, Unified Champion. His name is MJ. He's the Unified Champion at 122.
over Cool Boy Steph?
Yeah, you're damn right. He's unified. He a unified champion. You know what I'm saying? So he got the straps. But I got Stephen Fulton #2 though. That's the fight to make right there. That kid right there, man. He like the next Prince Nassim Hamed. MJ the next Prince Nassim Hamed, bro. He a problem. Olympian. Like a bronze medalist like Deontay Wilder and Evander Holyfield, just like Floyd Mayweather, bro. You feel me?
Okay, who you got at 126?
126. So who you got? Gary Russell. Who else is the champions at 126? You got Neverente, Gary Russell. Who else?
It's out of Neverente and Gary Russell, in my opinion. Josh Warren just dashed.
Yeah, I would say Gary Russell. I got to give Gary Russell some credit right there. Gary Russell the best at 126 for sure.
So that was hard for you to do, man. So that was.
We're not here, it's boxing first. I gotta break it down. I feel like I could be the next like Andre Ward when it comes to this commentary. Andre Ward do a great job for sure.
He from the town. That's all I can say, man. He from the town.
Yeah, gold medalist, unified champion, undefeated fighter. You feel me?
Okay, so who you got at 130?
130, man. You know what I'm saying? Right now, you got to go with Oscar Valdez. But I think Shakur Stevenson the best though at 130 though. Shakur Stevenson might be the best fighter, but right now, you know what I mean. I gotta say Oscar Valdez with that win. Solidify him as the guy right now though.
Okay, I can feel that. That.
You can't forget about Tank too. Tank is a major player at 130. Tank is dangerous. You got to give it up to Tank.
The only thing is, we don't know where Tank is at. We don't know if he's at 130, 135, 120. We don't know where Tank is at. We gotta wait.
His last fight was at 130 though, so I'm gonna say he at 130. He's a 130 pounder. That's why he called out Oscar Valdez too today. So he won't smoke. Tank won't that smoke.
I think the best. So if we put Tank in the 130-pound division, I say he's the best at 130. It's out of him and Shakur Stevenson, in my opinion.
Okay, yeah, I gotta respect that, man, for sure.
So do you think he can knock out Tank with the same hits he hit Burchett with?
Yeah, it can happen. Yep, damn right. You got damn right. You hit anybody like that. If you hit somebody on the right spot, man, anybody can be knocked out. Damn right. And you remember Tank was getting beat up by what's his name? Leo Santa Cruz was piecing up on Tank, gave him 2 black eyes. So if Oscar Valdez hit him like that, it's gonna be a short night. Tank gonna get knocked out if he get hit like that, bro. He gotta sharpen up.
Okay. Hustle home, what's going on, family? So who you got at 135? Of course, we ain't gotta say who you got at 135. We already know who you got at 135, man.
Devin Haney. Devin Haney, you know who it is. Devin Haney is the best fighter at 135. The boogeyman can't even find a fight. Teofimo Lopez, he's ducking Devin Haney. He don't want the smoke. He trying to fight George Cambozo. Come on, man. Where they do that at? George Cambozo coming off a split decision victory over Lee Selby. Lee Selby, man, that was a robbery. Lee Selby won that fight, man. You talk about robberies. A lot of robberies in boxing. Lee Selby and then Mickey Bay. Devin Haney's trainer, Mickey Bay, he beat, George Kambosos and got robbed in that fight. So, yeah, man, Devin Haney's #1, but you got to give Teofimo Lopez #2, though, because Teofimo Lopez got the other belts. And Teofimo Lopez, he can fight, bro. He a bad motherfucker, though. You got to give it up to him. He beat Lomachenko.
Yeah, I felt like Lomachenko was overrated, but I do give him credit for that fight. 140. That's
right.
Here, what you got?
Hey, that's why we won't smoke with Teofimo Lopez because he got the belts. You know what I'm saying?
So who you got at 140?
140. I'm gonna go with Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor, man, from the UK. Like, people better put some respect on the UK fighters. Josh Taylor, man, that boy got hands. That boy got hands, bro. I think he beats Jose Ramirez, bro. And you know what I'm saying? It's between him and Jose Ramirez, but I'm going with Josh Taylor.
Okay. So now you already know who I got at this division. I know who you got at this division. Let everybody else know who you got at this division at the 7.
Yeah, man. Right now I'm gonna go with Terrence Crawford. I think Terrence Crawford, pound for pound, number one, three division world champion, undisputed champion. You know what I mean? Pound for pound, number one, Terrence Crawford, 2-time fighter of the year. You got to go with Terrence Crawford, who just knocked out Kell Brook in spectacular fashion. You know what I mean? 8 straight knockouts. Every fight at welterweight, he knocked out everybody. So you got to go with Terrence Crawford, bro, who's the best fighter, number one. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So now 154, who you got?
But I ain't gonna sleep on Earl Spence though. Earl Spence, he got more work. He got more work at 147. So you gotta respect Earl Spence though. You know what I'm saying? And Manny Pacquiao. You can't sleep on Manny Pacquiao, who's a living legend. You know what I mean?
You already know I'm sleep on him. You know the best.
You can't sleep on Pac, bro.
Hey,
can't sleep on Pac. Keith Thurman found that out. You can't do that. See what he did to Keith Thurman.
Thurman is washed up, man.
Nah, he ain't washed up, bro. He's still young.
He
Adrian Broner washed up. That's who washed up, Adrian Broner.
Hey, they both washed up.
But nah. Keith Thurman beat the fuck out of AB. I bet you that.
Man, Keith Thurman ain't doing a damn thing. But let me tell you this though. The best at 147 is the big fish, Big EJ. We all know that. We all know that. So who you got at
you want to get the Go ahead, my bad. What'd you say?
Who you got at 154?
154. I'm gonna go with Jermell Charlo, man. He deserved it. He put in some work. He took a loss and he bounced back like a boss. So you got to give it to Jermell Charlo for knocking out Jason Rosario, and then he knocked out Tony Harrison. He got his revenge. He beat Tony Harrison in a rematch. So you got to give it to him, even though he got a loss. You got to give it to him. Everybody at 154 got a loss though, besides Castaño. Castaño's pretty good too though.
Okay. I feel you on that one. Okay, so now we at 160.
That's easy, man. You got to go with Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade, man. I'm saying a 3-time champion, undefeated, 29 wins, 17 knockouts. The boogeyman at 160. Jermall Charlo been ducking this man for fucking years, bro. $7 million offer to this man, ducking the fight. Jermall Charlo ducked David Benavidez. It's sad, bro. The man out here capping and ducking, bro. I feel sorry for this dude.
Hey, H20, you gotta relax, bro.
Nah, it's the truth, bro. You asked me my opinion. I just gave it to you raw and uncut. You gotta respect my truth, though.
Hey, listen, 100 proof shot. I got you. It's good. Okay, so now, last but not least, 168.
You gotta go with Canelo, man. Canelo, a unified champion. Canelo, you know what I'm saying? Pound for pound, one of the best in the world. 4-division world champion. You know what I'm saying? Knocked out Kovalev. He beat Triple G. You know what I'm saying? 2 times. Canelo, he beat Lara. Canelo, he fought Mayweather, bro. He beat Miguel Cotto. The man beat Daniel Jacobs. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Austin Trout. You got to give it to him, bro. Canelo.
Was the meat.
But Benavidez in there. Benavidez a dog, though. Hey, look. Benavidez number 2. I know that close number. Hey, Benavidez a bad motherfucker. Now he the boogeyman. At 168 because he can't find a fight.
Okay,
but Canelo number 1 though. Benavidez, he nice.
Answer this for me though. Was the meat tainted or not?
Bro, I don't get into all of that. You know what I'm saying? I know he got suspended. He did his time just like Roy Jones did. You know what I'm saying? A lot of fighters like Shane Mosley tested positive. I'm against enhancement drugs. I'm against steroids. You know, he did it. He did his time. You know what I'm saying? He did his time, bro. You know what I mean? But now he's back. He's been testing. You know what I'm saying? He been taking his body test, and he's clean. You know, Mayweather fought him. You know what I'm saying? So he wasn't always dirty because Mayweather fought him. You feel me? And Mayweather always do testing. Mayweather always do testing, bro. Remember that?
Yeah, but he didn't win that fight neither.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's Mayweather. He the best fighter ever, bro. At 23, he took. I mean, look, you got to give him credit for fighting Floyd at 23. At least he didn't duck. You know what I'm saying? At least he didn't duck the fade, though. Got to give him that.
I got you. I'll give you that one. I guess I'll give you that one, H.
Yeah.
We started from 122 to 168. Give us your top fighter from each division.
Yeah, I'm really. What's up? Salute H Money. Salute TBS. Hey, but I haven't really watched 122 motherfuckers fight. They too little, bro. I just can't watch. It ain't that I can't watch it. It's that I can never catch it. You know what I mean? Like when they fight, I be doing hella shit. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't never watched a 122-pound fighter. But at 126, I agree with H Money. It's got to be my man Gary Russell Jr. 130. I gotta go with my nigga Tank. Hey man, I'm biased as fuck, man. I'm from the DMV. I'm gonna tell y'all right now before I give y'all my list. I'm hella biased, bro.
Hey, listen, everybody that knows, they know. This program is dedicated to the biased people of the boxing world. You know
Facts. Okay.
This right here, this is dedicated for the bias. Matter of fact, you know, I'm gonna start calling this show instead of, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna start calling it bias, because I'm not mad at somebody being biased. So go ahead. So you for the DMV, you got Gary Russell and Tank. Hey,
facts. You know, I got my man. He beat up my nigga Prograis, so I gotta give Josh Taylor the 140. Yeah. 147.
Yeah, 135. Give me 135.
Oh, 135? Oh, Devin the Dream Haney. No. Okay, look, I've never in my life seen a fighter this ducked. Like, I'm talking about mandatory. This nigga got 2 mandatories and not one-on-one to fight him. You know what I mean? Like, I've never seen a fighter this duck, bro. Like, Devin the Dream Haney has to be a problem to every boxer looking at the list of fighters to fight. They not putting Devin Haney up there. You know what I'm saying? And for 147, I got EJ, Big Fish. You know what I mean? 154, of course, Charlo. 160, the other Charlo. You know what I mean? 168, I would say Canelo, but I don't fuck with no drug cheat, bro. Like, to me, I feel like you got caught once don't mean that's the only time you was doing it. You know what I mean? Like, he got caught because he got caught with his pants down, because they won't test him in Mexico. As soon as he come over here to America, boom, he failed the drug test. But that's neither here nor there. 168 by default. I don't know. I'm a shit fucking Benavidez, bro.
Well, listen, man. If you ain't got nobody at 168, and this is a show of bias, all right. The person that helped, one of the people that got me to start a podcast was Fred from Barbershop Conversation. Fred and my boy Steven Nelson. So Steven Nelson is always going to be the top dog at 168 in my opinion. But so that's just my biased opinion. But yeah,
I feel you. Shit, 168. If you couldn't give it to Steven Nelson,
I like Caleb Plant too at 168 too.
Huh?
I like Caleb Plant at 168 too. I'm not gonna lie.
Me too. Caleb Plant is nice. You know what? Caleb Plant is nice, but I feel like the lack of activity is softening them. Because you remember in that last fight, he didn't look as good as he usually looked. You know what I mean?
DB,
but I think that's
my bad. My DB just popped up. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I think that's because of lack of sharpness from not fighting. It don't have nothing. I don't feel like it got nothing to do with his skill set or nothing like that. But yeah, I would go with Caleb. I could go with Caleb Plant. I'd go with Caleb Plant.
Okay. DB, what's going on? What's going on, family?
Oh, what's cracking, man? Oh shit, I'm over here just clowning and shit. You know what I mean? Man, you know what's crazy is my list is very, very close to H Money, man. Believe it or not, I thought our list would be completely separate, but at 122, man, I mean listen, I might have to go with Cool Boy Steph. Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah.
For sure. Got a little
Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Sorry about that. Yeah, 22, man. I got to go with the Barbershop Patron. I got to go with Cool Boy Steph. At 126, I got to go with Gary Russell Jr. At 130, got Shakur, well-rounded. Yeah, man, he's got everything. You know, I know some people talked about him lacking power once he moved up. I think he's got all of that. I think Shakur is the full package. At 135, it's between either Nakatani or Rolly. Let's see.
Nigga, you said what?
Yes, either between Nakatani or Rolly. Let me see. At 140, it's Josh Taylor. At 147, it's EJ. Let me see. At 154, Jamel, of course. At 160, it's Boo Boo, I believe, the most skilled, and I believe he's not getting these fights because dudes don't want to fight him. I think he's probably the most technical at the division, even though I think Maul has more power. You know, and I know it's easy for us to hate on Boo Boo because he's a weirdo, but you know, it is what it is. And then at 68, it's got to be the dude with my initials. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be DB. Got to be David Benavidez. You know, he's not getting no fights. I mean, once he gets the vaccine and gets his GED, I believe he'll probably get some more fights. But yeah. Say again.
Charlo's still not gonna fight that nigga, bro.
Yeah.
All right.
But can I ask y'all a question about Boo Boo Andre? No, both of y'all.
Yeah.
Who the fuck has he fought to give y'all this goddamn image of all these fucking skills this nigga got, bro?
All right,
I just wanted to know that.
Hold on. This the only thing we don't do in the boxing section is talk about who people have fought. And
facts.
The only thing
I'm gonna rephrase the question.
Hey, I don't have any rules. You know what I'm saying? Just take your shoes off before you step on the rug, and we can't talk about people that haven't fought anybody just because there's always a reason why.
It's a variable, okay.
So that's why we don't bring up people's resumes unless it's warranted. So basically, if you with Boo Boo Andre, you will see him fight. You know he's great. You can see the talent. You know what I'm saying? And you can also see people not wanting to fight him.
Yeah. Boo Boo. Let me give you a little bit of background before I question. You know what I'm saying? Before I sound like a hater, because it sounds like I sound like a hater. You know what I mean? But like when people say Boo Boo have these great boxing skills, I see it, but I also see shit like him throwing haymakers with his head down. You know what I'm saying? This Nick, like the way he move on defense. Like I think like if you could, all right, comparably to somebody that's great, who would you say that his skill set replicates or give you a familiarization to?
Bernard Hopkins. Andre Ward, Bernard Hopkins.
True. How about you, DB?
He got it. Listen, he got it. His style. He don't have a boring style though. But go ahead, DB.
No. I think his style is his own style. I don't think it necessarily represents a former fighter's, but I think he's probably more slick than Andre Ward. Andre Ward has more dog, of course. And I think Andre Ward is easier to set up Andre Ward with somebody. You know, his post-career antics are a little bit weird. The way he commentates is a little off. But Andre Ward got that California spirit in him. You know what I'm saying? If you tell him somebody could beat him, he like, let's run the fade. But yeah, I think Boo Boo just has his own style, man. You know, I mean, listen, this is how we can look at people from the beginning. You know, what dudes doing the amateurs and then the juniors. But then also, when you are an Olympian, that means that you beat everybody else in the country. Like you are the best in the country. You're the best in the nation. Then you go to represent the nation. And then after that, you come in and then you get belts. Not in one division, but you move to different divisions and you start to accumulate these belts. I like his style, man. He's been one of my favorite fighters to watch for a long time. I just wish that he would make it easier to make fights. You know, I think moving over to work with Eddie Kane over in the UK made it more difficult because there was a time where Eddie wasn't making fights with he wasn't making it easy to make fights with people on this side of the pond, you know, PBC and whatnot. But yeah, man, I think Boo Boo's got the talent and the skills. He's just gotta get in the ring with some more, I guess, notable names. But you know, we could say the same. I don't mean to go on a tangent, Kyle, but we could say the same thing about Terrence Crawford, right? Terrence Crawford has fought some names that we know, 3 or 4 people maybe, but guys that have been past it, as they might say, you know, not necessarily in their prime, either before or after their prime. But yes, it's always hard to tell, man. You know, we can't, the triangle theory just doesn't work in fighting, period, in combat sports. A guy has to go straight up with another dude and he's got to beat that person. And I think for me, sometimes a person's got to go in and fight a person 2 times, you know, because listen, if somebody gets a first round knockout, that doesn't tell me that the fighter's better. I think if a person goes in there and they outbox somebody for 5 or 6 rounds and then they get a knockout, then that proves that they're a better boxer and they had the power to finish the fight. But all in all, man, I just think that he's got a lot of skill. By the way, let me just back up for a second. Obviously, I was joking about Nakatani or Rolly, right? Devin is the best in the division. Like, clearly, that was a joke. So I wanted to clear that up real quick.
Once I said, nigga say what? I said, all right, that's playing. I already knew you was playing games. Okay, so
I got a question for DB real quick. DB,
Yes,
are you familiar with a MJ? His name is Murajan Akhmadiev. I believe he's from Uzbekistan.
Yeah. He's got like 1 trillion followers, and they talk about his social media the way they talk about Ryan. Yeah, he's got some power, but I haven't seen enough of him. I think I've seen probably his last 2 or 3 fights, but same thing though. I don't know the competition of the guys that he's fighting, like their level, so I can't really rate him.
Okay,
but I am familiar with him.
Yeah, he just beat a champion and unified. You know what I'm saying? I believe he's trained by Yoel Diaz, Timothy Bradley's old trainer. And you remember he was supposed to come to the barbershop. I think he missed the episode though. You know what I'm saying? But yep, I just wanted to ask him about that real quick. Go ahead.
Oh no, for sure. Okay, so now this is I hate this nigga. I can't stand this nigga hour. So we're gonna talk about niggas in boxing that we just don't like. So of course.
Wait, hold on. Hey, I'm sorry. I know this your show, but we were talking about 130 for a second, man. I got excited about 130.
Oh,
y'all started talking about Shakur and shit, man. I got excited.
Hey, nigga, talk about 130. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay. Well, let's talk about 130 then. All right, let's see. Where we start?
Okay,
let's start. Let's
Valdez. What's up with Valdez? He did his thing.
Yeah, Valdez did his thing. I think he was ranked by everybody except for the IBF. I believe he was WBA, WBO, and WBC. He's ranked like in the top 5 or 6. That was was that WBA that he just collected, or was that WBC?
WBC.
That was WBC, right? Let's see, WBC. So he beat Miguel Burchell. Who else are the other guys ranked in the WBC? I think it's Oshaki and Leo and Shakur. Yeah, so I think him and Shakur next. Is that static coming from my phone?
It's probably coming from mine. I'm a mute.
Yeah, I think Oshaki is a great prospect. And it sucks that he's ranked in the WBC, but I would like to see these prospects fight each other. I like to see Chris Colbert and Oshaki Foster square off against each other at 130. I think that'd be a great matchup. But in the WBC, I think that Shakur will end up taking that belt off of Oscar Valdez. And just to add another name to his resume, I like to see him get in there with Leo Santa Cruz and beat on him after that. In the IBF, man, let me see. What was his name? Rakimov. He's getting ready to get down with Ogawa from Japan. And I thought that the IBF had offered Azinga Fuzile. He was promised a shot, but Obviously, he didn't get that shot, so I think that Ogawa and Rakhimov fight will be good. I'll take Rakhimov in that fight, and I think that Azinga can get a shot at Tevin Farmer. He's ranked like either 6 or 7. I think that's a good fight. Or I think he can get a scrap with JoJo if JoJo can't get back in there with Tevin. So I think the IBF got some good work over there. In the WBO, you said Jamel Herring. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. There's nothing that grabbed me about Jamel Herring yet. I think he's a solid dude. I think he's got some good fundamentals. Just nothing grabbed me yet. But between Oscar Valdez, Shakur, and him, I think Shakur is going to take a WBO too. Plus, he's with Top Rank, and the Top Rank them and the WBO have this connection that I was talking to Bob about. So Shakur will end up with that belt anyway. And then in the WBA, let's see, who's got those belts? They got like 5 belts over there. I know they got Roger Gutierrez and some other dude from Russia, and then Tank. So I think Tank knocks all those dudes out. I think Ogawa will lose some clout after he gets beat by Rakhimov. And the only other person there at the WBA will be Chris Colbert. So I think ultimately it'll end up being Tank getting down with Chris Colbert for that WBA. And then the unifications will be crazy because I think Shakur will have 2 belts. Rakhimov, he'll probably come out of the IBF. And then Tank. So yeah, some unification. So it's a lot of work, man. I think that's probably the division that has the most talent for 2020, the most prospective talent for 2021. Go ahead, H Money. What y'all got?
Yeah, you're right about that. 130 heating up now, man. Oscar Valdez set that shit off on Saturday. So you got Shakur. Now that's what Shakur need. He need a big fight. Now Oscar Valdez, he all the way turned up. So Shakur got it. He about to go get that. Lil Jay Prince of them, man, Shakur was some real niggas. So they gonna set it up. You know what I'm saying? They gonna set it up. Now Shakur, he about to be on fire now, bro. So now he's about to come a star. Once Shakur Stevenson, he beats Oscar Valdez, he gonna be a superstar, bro.
For sure. Hey, I want to say salute to the chat one more time. My boy Dave Jack, man, salute to you, man. Appreciate you coming through and messing with us, man, on this late night. Yeah, go ahead. What you saying, my brother?
Before we switch, I got a question.
Well, you got that Wi-Fi player. You got that Nelly Wi-Fi, but we can't hear that. You just said.
Oh no, I'm in the hood, bro. My job near the hood, so the servers over here crazy. But judging by how Burchell and Valdez did, and seeing the change in his fighting style, because you could see his fighting style develop. Would that force Shakur Stevenson to change his original game plan against him? Because I saw a lot of different boxing that you usually don't see with the fella, and before he got the knockout.
You know,
yeah, I think that's a. I'm sorry.
No, yeah. The thing about that is that people gotta understand the same things that he was able to do to Burchell, he will not be able to do that with Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson has way better footwork than Burchell. He's way faster. They both got because Burchell wasn't fast enough to get out of the way of them punches. Shakur Stevenson has great reflexes, and he can box. He's going, and his jab is underrated. And I'm telling you, man, he's gonna jab that dude's head off his shoulders, man. Go ahead, DB.
Sorry about that. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head when you said reflexes. I think Shakur's reflexes are top notch, but more than anything, I think Shakur has the ability, the adaptability. He can make the proper adjustments when he's in the ring, and he's also one of those fighters. The longer the fighter goes on, the longer the fight happens, the better he gets. So he'll make the adjustments, and then he'll just start to pick them apart. You know, I think it may be a close and good fight for the first 4 or 5 rounds, and then once we get to 5, 6, I think Shakur starts pulling away. But I'm pretty sure he had to change his game plan of how he was going to approach it originally. But he can make those adjustments so he can get the victory.
Even if it turned into even if it turned into a situation where I'm with y'all, but I just don't want a panel full of everybody agreeing. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to say, like, what if it get dirty? What if the fight get like, what if Valdez start throwing 100 punches? You know what I'm saying? You think Shakur's ring IQ and his experience will take him in deep waters when a motherfucker firing off 100 shots around in the late round?
I think so. I think in a fight with Oscar Valdez, I think that still works in Shakur's favor. Now, if he was fighting against Miguel Berchelt and he started to get too much on the inside and start to try to have a dirty boxing match, then that might not work out well for Shakur. But I think with Oscar Valdez, he's just more complete. So either way, if they're fighting on the outside, if they're fighting on the inside, whether it's a clean and crisp boxing match or if it's a dirty boxing match, I think Shakur is just better.
Would that be a power thing as far as like, because you said if he was to do the same thing with Berchelt, it'll be a harder fight. Does power have to do with anything with that?
Yeah, I think Miguel Berchelt hits harder than Oscar Valdez. I mean, listen, he got knocked out. That the evidence is there, but I still think overall Miguel Berchelt places his punches better, and he punches harder than Oscar Valdez. Just over his career. So,
okay,
yeah, that would be dangerous for Shakur to try to stay inside of Miguel Berchelt for too long. Berchelt got a good reach. He's got a good height. So, with a guy like that, you got to be careful. And Oscar Valdez, had his card had his card that night. And if they fought 5 times, I don't know, it may be 3-2. And if they fought another 5 times, then it may be 2-3. I think they're pretty evenly matched up fighters, but Oscar Valdez was just a lot faster than Miguel Berchelt.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I think if he didn't get Berchelt early, Berchelt would have got him late.
I agree.
And Berchelt was trash. I mean, bro, he was a human punching bag. He looked like Nate Robinson for real.
That machismo, man. That machismo took over.
Man, damn all that, man. You supposed to get the hell out the way, man. I mean, he came in there with hands all the way down. Got poop papped.
Y'all see all the hate Valdez was getting for fighting like that, though?
Man.
They was calling him a runner and all that shit. That shit crazy.
Listen. But he ran a couple times though. Like he really ran across the ring a few times. So that was on some real shit.
Yeah. I think one time he got hit with a good body shot and he got out of there like Keith Thurman.
Oh man, Keith Thurman's ass cheeks. I hate that guy. We gotta listen, guys. I'm telling real quick. I know we want to talk about 130, but we gotta talk about niggas that we hate right now, bro. And I gotta talk about 2 niggas that I just hate. And one of them recently I just started hating like this, but Keith Thurman, that motherfucker, man. Listen. I hate that dude, man. Everything about him, I hate. The ponytail, I hate it. The haircut, I hate even worse. You know what I mean? He could have got a better cut, in my opinion. The nigga is so corny. He's so lame. I mean, I just the sight of that nigga, the type of nigga he is, pisses me off, bro. Everything about Keith Thurman pisses me off. The way he fights pisses me off. It's just everything about that nigga, man, makes me mad, bro. Like, I don't go against black fighters. Everybody that knows me, they know this. I don't go against black fighters, but god damn it, I wanted Pacquiao to win, and I'm so glad Pacquiao won that fight, dude. I'm so glad. Mir, what's up, hometown? What's happening with you? Yeah, but go ahead, DB. Who do you hate though? I know it's somebody you just can't stand. I hate Broly too. I'm trying to...
Man, I like most of the fighters, man. I think the only person that and I don't necessarily hate him, just his fans are annoying. And that's Canelo. I think his record is a bit pumped up.
Yeah.
When you got Julio Cesar Chavez, you got Rocky Feldon, you pulled up Amir Khan 2-weight classes to fight him. You're getting in there with Caleb Smith and his brother. You know what I mean? You fought 2 times with the elder Triple G. I mean, even though he still got power, he's in the latter stages of his career. yeah, I'm not sold on that. You know what I mean? Yeah, he would be the only person, man. But again, I don't hate him. I just hate the narrative that's attached to him. You know what I'm saying? I think he's a great. I think he's a really good boxer. But yeah, I don't hate anybody. No, I don't hate anybody.
Who you got, H Money?
Nah, I don't hate anybody, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to, you know what I mean? I'm trying to be professional with it. And, you know, I got to call it for what it is. You know, I'm going to just call up these fighters on the bullshit, but I ain't got no hate in my heart for nobody. In boxing and in life, period, my nigga. That's just how I ride.
I love your humble sentiment. UNDB, man, that's great, man. That's fantastic. I love that about y'all. But I hate Keith Thurman's ass. Hustle Home, you got anybody you hate? Okay.
Damn, I forgot. Tyson Fury. Fuck, I don't know how it didn't cross my mind. I fucking hate Tyson Fury.
I hate that motherfucker too.
Yeah. Fuck Tyson Fury.
See. Oh, hey, Ace Money, just come to the dark side, bro.
Oh man, nah, I'm just trying to be professional, man.
Man, damn all that, man. This ain't. Hey, nigga, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, man. No professionalism right now, man. Who do you hate, my nigga? It's somebody you hate.
I really don't. I don't have no hate for nobody. I'm just calling it for what it is. To be honest with you,
I ain't gonna lie. You really don't like Charlo like that. The oldest one, you don't really like Jamar.
Because he be ducking, I gotta call him out on the bullshit. He be ducking, man. He ducked Demetrius Andrade, bro, for years. You know what I'm saying? We sent him offers. Eddie Hearn did send offers, bro, for real. He did, you know what I'm saying? But so he did the same thing with David Benavidez. So you can't make no excuses for this dude. How many times, bro? People try to say Andrade did this and that. But what about Benavidez, goddammit? He ain't did nothing. Y'all on the same side of the street, and you called him out. So now I know you capping. You feel me?
Okay. All right. So now let's talk about that.
I'm gonna be out though. I'm sorry. I don't want me to.
Oh, you back? You back, nigga? Hey, listen, man. Nigga, your phone needs some help. You got my old plan, man.
I'm telling you, I'm on the 3 bar. Hey, I'm in this small city. I work in a small city, so you know the phone companies be shitting on these small cities.
Okay.
But back. But I'm gonna fall back in the chat though.
Yeah, I'm about to say you have to tell us this in the chat, my brother.
Hey, they're the most gas fighters on the planet. But yeah,
you for joining that panel though, bro. We really appreciate you. Jay,
I'm on now. I'm subbed, so I'm gonna be on, especially when I get home and I get at my desk. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be on.
Sure.
I'm on now.
Hey, also, man, you got to come through the H Money, Mr. Supreme, man, because we got that free smoke for you. Real talk. Free smoke.
I'll be in the chat. H Money, I'll be in the chat. I'm gonna tell you. You be
hop on the panel though. Bring some of that smoke with you. You know, bring some of that smoke with you, man. I'm a LA nigga, man. You know what I'm saying?
I fuck with you, though, H Money. You one of my niggas. You one of my favorite goddamn.
I can tell.
But hell, I still got the smoke though. We can still shoot the 5.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I mean. Bring that shit.
Hey, all right, brothers, y'all stay up. I'm gonna fall back in the chat. I'm gonna listen.
Hey, hold on, but however you holding the phone right now, just stay in that same position, and I think you good. You got like you know how back in the day you had to hold the antennas for your mom and your pops.
Yeah, that's because I came in the building. I'm on Wi-Fi now.
You see you on Wi-Fi?
Yeah, I came inside the building. I was outside talking to y'all. Okay. Now I'm in the building, so it's even better.
Okay. So give us somebody you hate.
Hate? No. Fuck.
Okay. Hate is a strong word. Somebody you just don't like. You know what I mean?
I don't like Vasyl Lomachenko. Triple G. Oh my God. Triple G. I'm not gonna put Lomachenko in the same category as I put Triple G. It's gotta be Triple G. This dude, bro, he played the game well. I ain't gonna hate on no nigga that played the game well, but like he went from Goddamn, nobody wanted to fight me. Nobody wanted to fight me. I go up to 160 and beat anybody to not even fighting nobody. He fought his best win is who? Danny Jacobs. That's that nigga's best win.
He
Danny
didn't
Jacobs.
fight though.
Huh?
And he didn't really win that fight.
I feel you. I felt like Danny Jacobs could have got a split decision also, but the judges say he won, so his best win is goddamn on Danny Jacobs.
Yeah.
The same nigga that lost to Gabe Rosado, I mean.
Oh man, I didn't want to talk about that bastard. That like we was talking about that earlier. That was like one of the worst cards, man. That was like one of the worst main events I done seen this year.
But that's because Danny Jacobs was the damn headline, man. Like he can't headline no card. He's too corny, man. He should have fought Charlo. Had he beat Charlo, Danny Jacobs would be a way bigger person, way bigger star than he is today. He would get more respect from true boxing fans than he do. But he tried to play big money, even though he was getting, you know what I mean? He was doing his thing. He tried to play big money, tried to play that money shit, and in reality, nigga, you ducking.
Hey, J.A. Dixon, I agree with you 100%. I almost forgot about Dillian White whole ass.
Oh my God, I forgot about that bum ass nigga.
I forgot about that sucker ass nigga.
I forgot about that nigga. That's how skinny that nigga is, though.
Damn, and Silly Ho Saunders, bro. I forgot about that nigga. I forgot about him too. Damn.
Dean White, this nigga got a nigga's last name, bro.
A lot of motherfuckers I don't like.
But I'm all at y'all.
But I think Billy Joe Saunders is the biggest piece of shit though in boxing. I'm gonna just be real with you, like just off everything that he does, I think he's the biggest piece of shit. What do y'all say about that though, DB?
Man, Billy Ho is he's a weird dude, man. He's like the white version of Demetrius Andrade. You know, he does some crazy shit outside of the ring. Beating on women and taking dope. But he's also, man, he's a phenomenal boxer, man. The dude got skills, you know. And I hope he can pull out something against Canelo, man, when they get in the ring, you know. The narrative will be the same, that he's the greatest of all time if he gets in there and beat Canelo. And they'll probably run a rematch and then a trilogy and lock up belts forever. But yeah, man, I don't really have any true disdain for Billy Joe Saunders. Yeah, he's just not. Yeah, he's a guy that's holding the belt and he's got some skills and he might do something with it, but just depending on who he gets in the ring with, you know, this will be the truth serum here, him fighting Canelo. So, yeah.
Okay, for sure. Hey, Sweaty, you got anything on Billy Joe Saunders?
He could, like DB said, he can box and shit. He can move and shit. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I know he's beatable though. You know, I seen him in his last fight. He didn't look good, man. It's like he needed a knockout to get the win. He got the knockout, but you know what I'm saying? He could bring some problems to some fighters because his movement and shit like that, kind of awkward and shit. He tough and shit. You know what I'm saying? But he don't have no power, so he's not that fast. You know, he ain't. You know what I mean? He's good, but he ain't that good. You know what I mean? That's what I'm gonna say.
Okay. I feel you on that. Okay, so earlier we had a great conversation on your platform. If you're not subscribed to H Money, man, go subscribe to that man. If it wasn't for him, nigga, I wouldn't even know how to work this StreamYard shit. So it's shout out to my dog. So the conversation we had earlier was about Lara versus Canelo. Do you think that Lara should have got a rematch, or do you think it was good where it stands? DB, you can kick that off.
Yeah, Lara is also one of those dudes, man. I think he could have did a little more, man, when it got towards the end of the fight. I think he could have been more offensive, and but that's just not his style. But if he was able to do something, you know, in the last 2 rounds, just to be more active, you know, throw more punches, and instead of moving around so much, he may have gotten a decision. But yeah, I think it was close enough and controversial enough for him to for a rematch to have been warranted. But you know, he's melanated. He's agile. He's defensive. And those are the kind of fights that Canelo does not want. He doesn't look like he doesn't want to look like he can't hit a target. You know what I mean? So he will never revisit a situation like that. He likes styles like Sergey Kovalev or this version of Sergey Kovalev. He likes fighters like Gennady Golovkin where he can actually get a stiff target, you know. But if anybody's mobile, yeah, he doesn't want it. So if Billy Joe gets in there and moves around a lot, if it's a close fight, if it's controversial, Canelo won't get back in there with him again because he wants to look like he's, you know, like he's a GOAT, you know. So, but yeah, I think that fight should have happened now. I think Canelo he's too big. So if he can make weight and blow up again when the fight happens, he'll be way bigger than the Cuban sensation, the American Dream. And also Lara's older now. You know those Cubans, man, they come in and they say they're 35 and they're already 45 years old. So yeah, he's a bit older now. If it was to happen now, Canelo would win the fight. But yeah, the rematch should have happened back then.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I was saying like when it happened. What do you think, H-Money? Do you think he should got a rematch at that time, or are you content with the?
You know, it's hard. Yeah, I would say so. You know, because you got to think about it, man. People were saying Canelo was ducking Lara, but Canelo stepped up to the plate and he fought him. You know, it was a close fight. Lara is a good fighter, like DB said. Them Cuban fighters, man. You got to talk about Yoel Casamayor, who was an Olympic gold medalist. You got fighters like Luis Ortiz in the heavyweight division. You see, he gave Deontay Wilder his toughest fight at the time. You know what I mean? You got great fighters, man. You got Gamboa. You got fighters like who else you got from goddamn Cuba? Who else you got?
Ugas.
Oh yeah,
Ugas, Luis Ortiz.
Yep, Ugas, Luis Ortiz. They got a lot of them, man. And then you got
Guillermo Rigondeaux.
Yep, Rigondeaux, exactly. And then you got that heavyweight. He's on PBC, Frank Sanchez. So you got what'd you say?
I like that dude too.
Yeah, Sanchez, no. He trained by Eddie Reynoso too.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, man. Eddie Reynoso has done a great job with the fighters. I'm not gonna say he hasn't done a great job. I just don't think that he was more deserving or is more deserving than Derrick James when you got unified champions at so many levels. My thing is you got the best fighters. It shouldn't be up for debate. When you know you got the best fighter at 154, it ain't like no debate at all. You got the best fighter at 147. I mean, it's no debate. Those are the two hardest divisions in boxing, in my opinion. What do you guys think is the hardest division in boxing? Anybody can kick it off?
The hardest division, you would say? The hardest?
What's the hardest division? Which one that you think is the
man,
hardest?
It's a lot, man. Yeah, that's tough. You got heavyweight is stacked right now, man. You got so many heavyweights, and then the lightweights, you got Devin Haney with Teofimo Lopez, Ryan Garcia, Lomachenko, you know what I'm saying, Tank Davis, and then you got, man, welterweight, you got Earl Spence, Terrence Crawford, Manny Pacquiao, you know what I mean? Middleweight, Demetrius Andrade, Charlo, man, super middleweight, that shit heating up. Super middleweight, you got Canelo now. So you got Canelo, David Benavidez. Man, it's hard to say, man. I might just say, damn, I'm gonna say welterweight, bro, because Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence, bro, that's a 50-50 fight for real. That's the fight right there. I think that's gonna be the best fight.
What's up with you, DB? What you think?
Oh man, I think the most evenly matched will be the 130 that I talked about, having Tank, having Chris Colbert, Ogawa, Jamel Herring, Shakur, Oscar, and still Miguel Berchelt is still there. You know, Young Oshaki, Leo Santa Cruz, Rakimov, Tevin Farmer, JoJo. I think it's a lot of talent there, and that probably is the most evenly matched. With Shakur and Oscar, obviously, and Tank being at the top, but I think the rest of it is very well matched. I think at 147, we got a lot of good talented dudes there, but I think when we get into these fights, we can almost tell who's better. It's top heavy. I think that EJ is the best, and Bud is right there behind him. And the rest of those dudes, man, it's just top heavy. Like those are the two guys. Like at the end of the day, by next year, they would have beat everybody in the top 10. You know what I mean? So yeah, I would say 130 will be the toughest.
Hey, and again, guys, please go follow H Money's channel. Go follow Hustler Holmes' channel, and subscribe to their channel. Subscribe to DB's channel. Let's get their subscribers up. Let's just keep doing what we're doing, man. I really appreciate y'all, man, staying up with your boy, man. I don't know how Reggie Owens does this shit, but I gotta get a Red Bull.
Yeah. Hey, man, I want to talk about light heavyweight real quick though, because I didn't get to say who I got as my best light heavyweight, man. I'm gonna go with Dmitry Bivol. Dmitry Bivol from Russia. Nice. He beat John Pascal. He beat Joe Smith Jr. He can box, bro. I mean, a slick boxer. I believe he's from Russia. He from Russia, but he mixed with Asian. So, man, the dude can fight like a motherfucker, bro.
Hold on, my bad, H.
We
ain't ending it yet, Reg. We still on. Don't worry about it. We still on. My bad.
Yeah. Hey, Dmitry Bivol, bro. He's going to beat Arthur Beterbiev, man. I'm going with the boxer all the time. Slick boxer like Boo Boo Andrade, like Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, Terrence Crawford. I'm going with the slick boxer. That's my type of style, my nigga. That's what I fuck with.
Okay. Yeah. Who see, I haven't seen that guy fight yet, so I gotta go with you on that one. But I seen Arthur Beterbiev fight, and that motherfucker hit hard than a motherfucker, bro. The dude, I think Teddy Atlas was training the other guy. He hit that motherfucker so hard, boy. I was like, God damn. So I don't know, man. I mean, boxers do most likely outbeat the punchers, but that Beterbiev dude, man, when I seen him fight, I seen something special. And I normally don't even like European fighters like that, but I liked him. Who you got, DB?
Oh man, it would have to be between Beterbiev and Bivol. I don't think Joe Smith Jr. is there. I just think that these guys get to a certain size in terms of boxing, like guys around Germany, Poland, Belarus, Ukraine, Slovakia, Czech Republic, those guys around that area, they get to a certain size and not necessarily great at heavyweight. So they kind of stop at light heavyweight and cruiserweight. Like those are the best divisions for those dudes. But yeah, I see either Arthur Beterbiev or Dmitry Bivol. I think their showdown will probably be the for supremacy at light heavyweight.
Okay. I ain't mad at that.
I want to say this real quick about I want to say this about that matchup right there between Bivol versus Beterbiev. You said he got power, and a lot of guys got power. But guess what? You can't hit what you can't see. And I learned that from Muhammad Ali. You understand me? You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you like this. Bivol can move, and he got one of the best jabs in boxing. And he outboxed Joe Smith Jr., who can crack. Joe Smith Jr. just knocked out Elder Alvarez, and he couldn't touch Bivol, bro. So I'm going to say Beterbiev won't be able to touch him. You know what I'm saying? And Beterbiev about 37 now. He up there in age, but he a dog, though. I give it to him. He a dog. You know what I mean? I respect him. But you know what they say? Skills pay the bills. And that's what Bivol got that, man. He got it.
Okay. So with that being said, right, who do y'all think at this point is going to waste their talent the most? Like, who do y'all think is wasting their talent the most right now? Not like Adrian Bronner with the drinking. I'm talking like wasting their career with a certain promoter. Who do y'all think is wasting their career the most?
I will probably say Gary Russell Jr. Because of his length of inactivity. I think he's fought good opponents, but I think once you get to a certain age, man, you gotta get in the ring. You know, we criticize Terrence Crawford for his level of competition and opposition, but at least he's in the ring and he's fighting. He's making a paycheck. Gary Russell Jr. is not making a paycheck, and just that experience, that extended period of inactivity, will probably affect him when he gets back in the ring. So I think it will probably be him. I mean, there's other guys too, like Gennady Golovkin, but the guy's overpaid and he's making a lot of money to fight nobody. You know, the Steve Rose and whoever else he's fighting. So I don't care about them, but I would have to say Gary Russell Jr.
You got H.
Yeah, I gotta agree with DB right there, man. That's easy. Gary Russell Jr., man. He's fighting one time a year, man. And you know what I mean? I've been seeing Batman, or my bad, I mean Catman, and he been looking real bad out here. He looked like he need a haircut. So hopefully Gary Russell get a payday and he could get a Batman a haircut, bro.
Well, you stay on one, boy. All right, so
but I love Gary Russell Jr. though.
I do, man. I think man, bro. I want to say him, but I think it's Terrence Crawford, man. But I think the perks like the perks that he has with Top Rank, I can't really say him, and I really can't be mad at him for staying with Top Rank when he gets the perks that he gets. So I mean, it's probably gonna be Gary Russell Jr. But kind of Andre though for me. I think I'm gonna go. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go with Demetrius Andre only because he went somewhere where everybody went. That was in his division. Everybody was in his division. They was under the same umbrella. And I mean, he got shit fights. I mean, he fighting the same people Adrian Bronner fighting. You know what I'm saying? And he active. So I'm trying to. That's. I think that's the one. I think that's it. But
I mean, but I can say I'm sorry, but he a champion though, bro. Like AB ain't a champ. Like he got a title shot, and then he about to fight his mandatory. You know, Liam Williams. So AB just fought a D+ fighter. You know, he's fighting the #1 contender. So he's fighting better competition than AB. And he was supposed to get that Billy Joe Saunders fight, but Billy Joe tested positive and he cheated when he was supposed to fight Boo Boo to get out that fight. So he was given a fight, but he got cheated, bro, because Billy Joe tested positive and pulled out their fight. But go ahead, my bad.
No, I'm just because what I'm saying is this though, because you still have Canelo, you still have Danny Jacobs, you still had Gennady Golovkin. You know what I'm saying? You still had those fighters, and I feel like they did him a disservice. They didn't give him the fights that would have put him on that plateau, that would have put him on the pedestal that he needs to be on. I feel like he's a great fighter, and I feel like he's not being able to showcase his talent because of the lack of promotion. And I mean, I just think he's wasting his talent, man. I mean, you got to think, man, everybody was at the zone at his weight class. You know what I'm saying? Even Jamal Charlo got a decent fight with Sergey Derevyanchenko. You know what I'm saying? But the only person that hasn't got a good fight is Demetrius Andre. And it's kind of like, come on, man. Like Devin Haney even getting good. You know what I'm saying? Same situation with Devin Haney and Demetrius Andre. But Devin Haney at least got a name on this record. You know what I'm saying? Like he got the Gamboa fight. Like Andre, it's like, damn, can y'all get a nigga something? Go ahead, H.
Yeah, what I was saying was, man, Boo Boo about to have a fight. That means he's about to get paid. Gary Russell still ain't got he don't have a fight, so he ain't getting paid. So Gary Russell doing way worse than Boo Boo. Boo Boo, he just got a new contract 4-fight deal, he getting millions. You know what I'm saying? He living good. He's being ducked. Just like Devin Haney. You said Devin Haney, right? Because they both being ducked. You know what I'm saying? Earl Spence, remember, he was being ducked for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Keith Thurman, them niggas ducked him. So Boo Boo getting ducked right now. He a boogeyman.
Yeah, man. I'm just glad the boogeyman got paid, because it's hard to be a boogeyman out here these days. What you got, DB?
Oh man, they clowning, man. Mirror in the chat, he said Andre is the 160-pound Gary Russell.
That's true.
Man, yeah. They clowning. Yeah, I think Demetrius Andrade is he's in that category. He's in the top 10, but like H said, he's over there, man. He's kind of Gennady Golovkin. He doesn't have to fight the best competition. He's still getting a paycheck. Gary Russell just has to be active. He doesn't necessarily have to fight against Tank Davis or against JoJo or Lomachenko. As long as he's getting in there and he's fighting somebody, a relatively decent fighter, and he's getting in the ring at least 2 times a year, then that'll save his career. But he's going to be one of those, he was great, but, he was great, but ... So, yeah, he got to get in the ring, man.
The worst decision he made was not making that fight with Devin Haney. That was the worst decision he made, because that would have put him in a place all by himself. You know what I'm saying? Win, lose, or draw, he would have been great. He'd have been cool because he went all the way up there to be great. So he would have got the credit he deserved, and he'd have got the money. He'd have got that paper. You know what I'm saying? So I think he should have. That was the worst decision that he made. What do y'all think? Do y'all think that's one of the worst decisions he's made? H Money, kick it off.
Yeah, you damn right, man. Because everybody was talking about that shit. Man, come on now. You had everybody. Man, it started on Fred's show. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know what I'm saying, everybody else started talking about it. Everybody wanted to see that fight. And Gary Russell, he let the fans down, bro. So some fans, they never gonna forgive Gary Russell for lying, man. You know what I mean? He got everything he wanted. 1.5 million, no stipulations. He made all those damn excuses, bro. You know what I mean? And then now I'm hearing my bad Cat Man, once again, he talk about they need $2.2 million now. He still be talking shit on the low, you know what I'm saying, running his mouth. And I'm hearing him, he's saying he want 2.2 million. So now that he's switching up again, bro.
What you think, DB?
Yeah, man, it was Fred laid it out for him, man. It was laid out on a silver platter, and it was easy, man. I think sometimes sometimes you heard that saying that people can't get out of their own way. I think his previous success made him a bit arrogant in negotiations, all of that, I make the decisions. I'm a boss, man. Sometimes we got to sit back and let people make decisions for us. Floyd Mayweather is a phenomenal, great boxer, but Floyd Mayweather was not the one making decisions. He had his uncle Roger, his father, he had Al Heyman, he had Leonard Ellerbe. He had a crew of people making decisions for him. And I think when you got, guys who got phenomenal talent and then they end up not doing things, not having late success like a Zab Judah or whatever, right? Like, there's no way Zab Judah shouldn't be held in a higher regard. You know what I mean? But these people just have boxing talent and they don't have the right people advocating for them, showing them on the business side how to increase their business acumen. So him not making that fight, man, was a terrible decision, and yeah, so far that's probably that's probably what, I don't know. I mean, I think also too that's one of the worst decisions. I think he should have been lobbying for a rematch with Vasyl Lomachenko for the past couple of years, and I haven't seen him doing that. He was talking about fighting Terrence Crawford at 147, talking about moving up to 135 to fight Tank and he the king of the DMV. Listen, you should have been trying to get that fight with Vasyl Lomachenko, and you should have made that fight with Dev. I think those were the two biggest mistakes, along with him being extremely inactive. But again, man, I hope he gets it together. Like I was just telling Mir in the chat, man, I think Demetrius Andrade, you know, in terms of name recognition, he could turn it around in 2 or 3 fights. He can get a fight with Billy Joe. He can get a fight, you know, which would do big in the UK. He can get a fight with Canelo, which would obviously do good because, you know, Mexicans against blacks, that's going to sell. Or he get a fight with Big Charlo, with Jamal. You know, so any of those fights or any combination of those 2 fights, he can still fight Gennady Golovkin. His stands are going to support him. So there's a ton of fights that he can make that'll just do really, really big numbers just like that. And, yeah, man. I mean, there's potential for Gary. I just don't see him moving. I don't see him ascending like past where he is right now. He's content with having the name recognition that he has right now and the success that he had, you know, only having 1 loss. And he's kind of content with that. And that's just the part that I don't like about him. Anyway, to answer the question, yeah, that was a bad decision. Terrible decision for him.
For sure. Big Reg in the house, man. What's happening, man? What you got on this subject of Gary Russell? Was that the worst decision he made in his career?
Man, he done made multiple bad decisions in his career, but everything DB was cooking on, he absolutely right. And I think he messed himself up from opening his mouth and even portraying himself as a guy looking to take fights. I mean, things were looking cool with the way he ran up on Leo Santa Cruz and to watch Leo duck away from him. But Leo ain't the only action that's out there in the sport. Then you talk about moving to 147, which was some idiotic type stuff. And the funny thing of how he got to even getting on that conversation was being on Fred's show, and Fred asked about the I think it was something that he heard about the rumors of him hitting Terrence Crawford as younger adults in Olympic training camp, and somehow that I don't know, it flared up something in the emotions and mind of Gary Russell. And he feeling like he can take on Terrence Crawford, who was, you know, bigger than what he was back then. And even the people, when Gary Russell tried to play himself as a tough guy of, yeah, I punched him and he didn't want nothing and blah, blah, blah. But other people who was part of the training camp, when they started hearing about this stuff, they came and was like, no, Gary sucker punched the dude. They're sitting there talking. Then he talking about then all of a sudden now his aggression is towards Terrence Crawford. So you skipping all these weight divisions to target Terrence Crawford for some stuff that happened when you're like 17 years old. None of it made sense. And then that's when Devin Haney jumped into it. That's where all that stuff went bad for him, is the fact he opened his mouth to taking $500,000 because for a guy who turned down that deal that Terrence Crawford and tried to offer to somebody for $500,000, and then Gary said he'll take it. And then when Devin was like, well, since they ain't gonna take the fight, we'll give you $500,000 or whatnot. And he's like, no, your price different. And then from there, I was like, no, Gary ain't real. And then when the negotiations started to heat up between those two, I already knew Gary was gonna find his way up out of there. And all that talk of we need the contracts. Then when DAZN start going in the chats and talking about they'll take it, Eddie Hearn talking about they'll take it, then start hearing Batman and flipping, talking about, no, this need to be pay-per-view and we need more and more in this. And they start changing and kind of shifting away the demands of the fight. If these people were putting up the money for it, what are you talking about taking it over to pay-per-view? Take the first fight, hopefully get a second fight, then talk about pay-per-view. Gary ain't a pay-per-view star. What you talking about shifting over to pay-per-view immediately? Both of you guys are still trying to build yourself up, but this is a big enough fight to really do numbers on the platforms you are, or possibly on free TV. So from there, I just seen he done won. And then in that last interview, I forget who channel they was on. I don't know if he was on Blue Bloods or whatnot, where he was like, you remember they were supposed to send a contract the day before where they supposed to revise it. He's in the gym talking about they going to sign it. Everything looked good with the revising of the contract. He's in the car. Then he's complaining about the contract. And from there, Gary gets out the front seat of the car, walks out, and he never got back. He never came back to the camera, and nobody's ever heard from him ever since then. Then all of a sudden it was like the father was sick and all that other stuff. So it was like these fools it's Gary. And then recently it comes out, he turns down a $1.2 million contract offered for him to fight. I forgot who they offered it for. He turned it down. So it's not Al Heyman. I keep hearing Batman talking about Al Heyman is is shutting them out. Al Haymon ain't doing none of that to them dudes. It's these cats doing that shit.
Okay. All right. So, what fighter are you guys looking forward to seeing fight this year the most? Kick it off, H Money.
Oh man, you already know it's Devin Haney, man. I want to see what Devin Haney gonna do in his next fight.
Anybody but Devin Haney, goddammit. Give me no
Man,
Devin.
Devin Haney, bro. Devin Haney. I'm playing. Hey, besides Devin Haney,
Devin, give me somebody else, goddammit.
Man, Terrence Crawford, goddammit. I want to see what Terrence Crawford do, knock a nigga out. That's what he been doing.
All right. DB.
Oh man, damn, it's a lot of the young talent, man. I want to see these dudes. I'm really interested in seeing Shakur get in the ring. But I mean, I know what these dudes can do. But like Mir said, man, we got South Central Zone. You know, I think he representing Norfolk, Virginia right now, man. Keyshawn Davis is making his pro debut, man. He won almost 80 fights in the Amis. I think he probably got maybe 10 losses, but yeah, he, representing, man. And I think Keyshawn is probably somewhere between like 5'7" and 5'8", fighting at either lightweight or super lightweight. But yeah, I'm interested to see how he looks, fighting in this different setting, without headgear and all of this stuff. But yeah, that's one. And damn, that's a loaded question, man. You know what I'm saying? I still want to see our own down here, man, Lolo Harris, who making big moves. Damn, man. I want to see Chris Lovejoy. Shit, South Central, you know what I'm saying? 6-0. Man. Yeah, I think those are probably the ones that I want to see most get down,
Who you got, Rich?
Man, I want to see Jaron Ennis back in there, man, because we didn't get enough of when he fought Van Heerden, and he was looking good going in that fight, beating the brakes off of Van Heerden in the quick 2 rounds. But I'm ready to see him get back in the ring and getting in there with somebody who's a step up. So that's who I'm interested in, because I want to see if he's the truth. I done jumped the gun on looking at what's his name, Daniel Du Bois as being the next thing in the heavyweight division, and find out he ain't got no damn defense. So I want to see with Jaron Ennis, and what I see from him is how does he compete against more skilled talent as he moves up. We know he's talented. How does he use his talents and go against someone as equally talented as him, as he has to deal with being defensive as well as being offensive against someone who's going to bring a fight, because 147 is a dangerous division. So that's what I want to see, is definitely Jaron Ennis.
Hey, I'm with you. I'm with you 100% on that. Hold on real quick. We're gonna get Hustler Home back in the chat on the panel real quick.
Do I got hella background noise? Because if I do, I'm gonna get off. I'm in the building.
We'll see you later, my nigga.
I got hella background noise.
Yeah.
I just wanted to chop it up. All right. I'm gonna keep listening there. Thanks.
Yo, I wanted to say this real quick, man. DB is absolutely right, man. I mean, Lolo the coldest. That's his name, Lolo the coldest, bro. And guess what? He's only 17. You know what I'm saying? Undefeated, 4 wins, 3 knockouts, bro. This kid is the truth, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait for Lolo next fight. He's about to fight real soon, bro. Lolo the coldest, bro. You hear me?
And he about to drop some merch too. Don't forget the merch about to drop. And I'm waiting on that merch to drop. Okay, so listen, I got Jaron Ennis. I can't wait to see him get back in there, bro. And Chris Colbert. I want them both to be on the same card one day. I want to see both them flashy niggas on one card. I think that'd be a great card with them 2 niggas on there. Which I think about them 2 on the same card. H Money, kick it off.
You said who now? Jaron Ennis and who?
Chris Colbert.
Yeah, that's nice right there. I like that. You know what I'm saying? New Jersey, Brooklyn and Philly. I like that, man. I like Jaron Ennis. Reggie Owens is right too. I want to see Jaron Ennis. Man, I like him, man. He's he got a lot of power, bro. Now he coming up in the game, man. So they better watch out for Jaron Ennis, man. Virgil Ortiz too. Now Virgil Ortiz, He's a dog. But I like Chris Colbert a lot, man. You know what I'm saying? I think that's nice right there. You know, I think Jerron Ennis, he's ready to be a main event fighter. They got to put him on main events, bro. Put him on Fox. Make him a star. You got to put him on Fox, bro.
Well, they can't put it. He got an exclusive deal with Showtime, so he can't.
Yeah, Showtime kind of whack now, bro. I ain't gonna lie. They got to put him on Fox, bro.
I mean, he can't. He ain't because he not with PBC for he was Showtime. So that's the difference. He got like a Floyd contract with Showtime. So that's why.
But look, I think Showtime making a comeback though. They might be doing a nice little comeback because they got Bellator. So I want to ask DB about that. You know, Bellator being on Showtime, and do you think that's going to bring some more subscribers to Showtime?
Yeah, man, they had a deal before. They were working when it was the WBC. I'm sorry, WBC. When they had WEC, and also when Strikeforce was there. So they had a relationship already with Showtime. Both of them were extremely successful, which is obviously the reason why Dana White and Zuffa in the UFC absorbed those two smaller MMA organizations. Yeah, so I think that they just rekindled that relationship between Stephen Espinoza and
Coker.
Say it again.
You talking about Coker?
And Scott Coker. Thank you, Rich. Rekindled that relationship, and yeah, man, I think it's going to do big things. So shout out to Stephen Espinoza for keeping his eyes peeled and making a great business decision. I think it's going to work well in their favor.
Hell yeah! Like a part of your Showtime subscription, you get the Bellator and you get the boxing. So that's pretty good right there.
Yeah, that has my attention, and that would get me to subscribe.
Hey, but the shit, if you see how the promotion, how you did the Bellator, in my mind, I'm like, why can't they do this with boxing? Why can't, you know what I mean? I don't understand what's a disconnect. Like, I don't get it, man. I just don't get it, man. The way they set up that Bellator situation, it looked like a great event that you wanted to be a part of. Like, you wanted to risk COVID and go be a part of. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I think Tyrell job with their production. I think Triller, is that how you say it?
Yep, Triller.
However the hell you say it, they had the best production for the situation at hand, when nobody could be there and everybody had to watch it. That was worth that $50. I didn't pay the 50, but it was worth it. You know what I'm saying? The production value. We'll go ahead.
Yeah,
DB.
I think the MMA I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, Red. I think the MMA organizations, and I'm not being biased, I'm just being honest when I say the MMA organizations, especially the bigger ones like Bellator, but UFC leads the way with marketing their product. They put a lot of marketing dollars behind their product, which is the organization and also the fighters. And then they build storylines. I mentioned this. I can't remember, me and Reg, we were on a show. Maybe it was on his show. But they do a great job of building storylines, having the Ultimate Fighter show, having Dana White Contenders, Tuesday Night Contender series. And they had a couple other shows too, Looking for a Fight. They have shows where they follow these guys in their personal lives. We don't have to rely on trying to find these dudes on Instagram or looking for their YouTube channel. These guys have a following from the time that they're entering even these smaller promotions or from the amateurs. And you don't necessarily have to be a hardcore. You can come in and catch their story on a 30-minute special or a 1-hour special, and you have their entire story. You know that the guy, he beat a drug addiction, or he's missing his family because he's been away from them while he's in camp for the last 12 weeks, or he went from this city to this country to learn different disciplines of martial arts. Like, you learn all of this in an hour. So when the guy's fighting, you feel you're invested in this person because you understood their story. So you find some connectivity and something that you can relate to. And it's just like watching a movie, right? You see the antagonist and all of a sudden you hate the person, you don't know them. And you got the protagonist and they tell you that this person was good. So you start following them and hope for their success as you're watching the movie or the television show. So boxing needs to learn. I asked Bob Arum that question on Saturday. I said, you see Dana White and these MMA organizations are finding success. If you heard, I said, man, you could learn something from them, don't you think? And Yeah, man, that's what it is. I just think they just have to quit being so money hungry, like looking for all of the return on their small investment. So they invest a little bit of money but want a big return. And sometimes you have to make a big investment and take a risk that you don't get something big, but if you do, it'll be something that's gargantuan. So yeah, I think that big companies too, like Bob Arum and Top Rank, I think Golden Boy. I mean, these companies got money, so they can do it. They just don't want to put the money behind these fighters.
You got
to go ahead.
To lose money, man. And Bob Arum, he already told you straight up, nigga, I ain't losing no money on these niggas no more. I need all my chips with dip. You know what I'm saying? So I got a question for y'all, man. And it's kind of an A-B question. But not really for AB though. What can we do as a community to kind of push the black fighter to be more like a Floyd Mayweather in an out the ring type of situation, but also be able to push him to the heights of the Floyd Mayweather? Will we ever see another Floyd Mayweather in that aspect? What do y'all think? Anybody can kick it off.
My quick answer is no. I mentioned this to you about an hour ago. These guys have to have a team. Floyd Mayweather didn't do it by himself. He did his job in the ring, and he had Leonard Ellerbe. He had Al Heyman. He had that other guy, not Josh Dubin, but there's this other Italian guy that's there in his team. Like I said, he had his father, his two uncles. So he had a team of people around him helping him to make decisions, and he had a team that made decisions for him. I'm just not seeing that as these guys come on, as you talk to fighters on your platform. I watch your interviews. I see people that come to the shop, stay ready. When these guys are talking to these dudes, I just hear everything being about the now. I just want to be a great boxer. And people start talking about generational wealth. They don't expound upon it. They don't say, you know what? When I get my first check, I'm spending $10,000 and I'm buying some land. I'm going to buy a lot. I don't hear any of these guys saying that. They just saying what they want to do, and they want to follow the Floyd blueprint, so to speak, but they're not following it. So my quick answer is no. I mean, but hopefully something happens for some of these younger fighters, like those Shockey Fosters, like the Keyshawn Davises, like the Lolo Harrises, where these guys start making good decisions. But I do have to say that Devin Haney is he's one of the guys that's close. He's got Bill in his corner, man. He got a father that understands shit and ain't gonna let nobody take advantage of his son. And Devin start, making his investments in property and stuff like that. So I think he's on the right track. But not many. I don't think that we'll see many of these dudes amass $1 billion. But I like what EJ is doing with the ranch. I like what Dev is doing, and but I don't see many guys doing it.
What you got?
Floyd Mayweather. Floyd is a one-off.
What you got, Rich?
Yeah, man, I think it's going to be hard. I think there can always be someone that can pass the torch, but for boxing, it's going to be hard for people to duplicate what Floyd did. I mean, when you look at Floyd, the making of what Floyd was, he was just bound to become it only with focus. As long as he stayed focused, he was bound to become what he was. I mean, look at his upbringing. He got a family full of champions, from his father to his two uncles. Hell, his aunties probably fought. His damn grandmother probably fought. So he's been raised around this all throughout his life. And then being in the circle of folks, being into the Olympics, gaining all this experience, and the way he responded to that Olympic defeat, he didn't like the way that felt. So he always knew he had to train much harder. All these things that really pushed this dude, and he had his head focused, and Floyd knew where he came from. Like, he tell the stories of sleeping in an apartment with so many people in there, his father being taken up out of his life, trying to get back to the streets to hustle, being what caused his father to have to hustle, being boxing and these other promoters stealing from his father, not, paying these guys their fair share, and them having to go out here and do other illicit stuff to put themselves in bad position. They talked about what the father did. The father knew what he was creating. He kept Floyd in the gym. So a lot of fathers, if you see Some of you see with Bill doing it with Devin. I think they're copying the same blueprint that was successful for Floyd, keeping these guys focused on their craft. These kids have to learn how to deal with other things. You get money, learn how to deal with it. Don't let the money make you. Don't let these brawls make you, because they're going to always come chasing. You got to learn how to really pimp everything. You got to be a pimp in your own right of how you move through this. Boxing comes before everything. And with boxing comes your nutrition, your exercising, your running, everything. That lifestyle is some true stuff. So it's going to be hard to get to that point because Floyd took some other risk of daring to be great, having a team like DB said. The team is everything because, like you said, Floyd didn't do all this on his own. That was all in the makings of Al Heyman being the supreme business person that he is and knew what he had with Floyd Mayweather and knew how to play both sides, those who love and hate. And that's the other thing. People have to learn how to play love and hate and profit off of this shit. So it's going to be hard to achieve that and do it the way Floyd did, but the blueprint is there if people follow it and do not shortcut it. AB, shortcut it because everybody wants short-term dividends. You have to play the long term to the game. Floyd didn't start making money until what, closest 30-something fights, and these other dudes skipped that. Teofimo and them going about shit the wrong way, jumping the gun, trying to be super greedy. If they take the time, these things would be achieved. But that's my thoughts. Or maybe they don't think that great of themselves. That's why they trying to run for the money.
H Money and then Tank.
Yeah, you said like somebody being the next Floyd Mayweather. Is that the conversation?
I mean, just like somebody that embodies that. I mean, I'm not saying the billionaire. I'm just saying somebody that could be larger than life figure, but but still keep the hood with them. Like not forget about the hood, but still be able to elevate. Do y'all see that happening?
I mean, yeah, I could see Devin Haney. You know what I mean? Devin Haney possibly doing that. You know what I mean? Somebody like Lolo or Shakur Stevenson. You know what I mean? But the thing is this, man. Devin Haney is a very entertaining guy. He's funny. You know what I mean? He got the women. You know what I'm saying? He got the women and shit like that. But I like me personally, bro. I like the way Andre Ward conducted himself. You know what I mean? I like the way Bernard Hopkins conducted himself as a champion in and out the ring. Even Terrence Crawford, the way he's always in shape. You know what I mean? Terrence Crawford, he's a true champion, bro. In and out the ring, bro. He's a great father. You don't hear about Terrence Crawford doing no crazy shit out here. Adrian Broner, he got lost in the sauce. He got lost, bro, trying to be like Floyd. You don't want to be like that. Tank, same shit, fucking up out here. These niggas want to be like Floyd, but Floyd, he went to the parties, but he wasn't drinking. You know what I'm saying? Young niggas out the hood, they can't handle that shit. AB couldn't handle it, bro. He got around that shit. He got crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? And I like I said, I like the way Andre Ward, Sugar Ray Leonard, he was a superstar, bro. Everybody loved Sugar Ray Leonard. But you know what I'm saying? Floyd had a lot of hate. So it's hard being the next Floyd, but that's hard. But if anybody can do it, I would say Devin Haney. But like I said, I'd rather be like an Andre Ward type of nigga. You feel me? That's just me. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather be like a Bernard Hopkins type of nigga or a Terrence Crawford. That's how I roll. That's what I tell Lolo. You know what I'm saying? That's what I told Bill Haney today. I said, man, you know what I'm saying? I want Dev to be like Andre Ward, bro. You know what I'm saying? Be a family man. You ain't got to do that bullshit like AB. Floyd burning money and shit. Floyd, man, he fucked up a lot of niggas. He fucked up the game. For real.
For sure. Big Tank, the Sweet Science Examiner. What's happening, big homie?
What it do, brother?
What it do,
Finally,
man?
I'm about to be like the Rock over here, dog. Finally, Tank the Sweet Science Examiner is live from the boxing section. That's what I'm talking about. What it do, baby?
I don't know.
Let me see. You're specifically asking about the Floyd Mayweather aspect. You're not asking about how a fighter can, maximize his own potential, right? You're saying
Yeah.
the level of a Floyd Mayweather specifically, who
Yeah.
uh,
Like
oh, go ahead.
Could you take it? Can we have an Adrian Bronner, but a Floyd Mayweather? You see what I'm saying? Like he could bring the hood with him, but still elevate to that Floyd Mayweather plateau. Not the billionaire, but just on that level of that.
So take the people with him to the top.
Yeah.
That's an interesting question because if you look at the fighters that are out right now, how many fighters that are destined to reach the top or those kind of heights are uh, connected themselves to the people of the community that they came from. So you got to look at it from that aspect. You know what I'm saying? The closest thing to that right now is a Deontay Wilder. He is constantly making sure that the connection between himself and the people stay with him wherever he goes on his journey in boxing. In terms of in the ring, out the ring, dedication, um, I look at a person like a Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, uh, Charles Harris. You know, the actually we're all looking at the same fighters because we all pay attention to the sport. But you know, Floyd Mayweather is a fighter that was more or less groomed to become great. In the same essence as the late great Kobe Bean Bryant. From babies, these guys were groomed to be great. They they don't know anything other than put in maximum effort outside of their field that they choose to be a profession at. So finding another athlete in the sport of boxing that's going to be that dedicated, you'd be hard pressed to do that. But the usual suspects that come to my mind is Devin Haney because of the way he was groomed by his father uh, to be around champions early in his life, to be around these big, huge events early in his life, um, to be around the glitz, the glamour, but still be in the gym while these champions prepared for the level that they were destined to be on is something that's all Devin knows. Um, I really like the point that H Money brought out about Andre Ward, um, because along the same lines of Floyd Mayweather, um, in terms of his dedication and clean living and attentiveness to the sport of boxing and always finding ways to get better, he's in that same breath to me. The only difference is that Floyd had a more outgoing personality that resonated with uh, people, excuse me, in a way that some people uh, feel that Andre Ward did not. His personality did not resonate the same way. But I would contend otherwise. You know what I mean? I'm kind of a laid back dude. You know what I'm saying? Let me get my business done, and then I go to work, take care of business, and then come back home and then take care of that business. Uh, and you don't really got to know what's going on um, over here just the same way as Andre Ward was. With Floyd, wherever Floyd was up to, whatever he was doing, you knew about it. You can say that added to the success and the stardom, um, but you know, um, in the end, we got to look at it as if was that a detriment to him overall? Because uh, if you look at his situation now, it looks like it's split down the middle, even from his own people. You know what I mean? Half of his community rocks with him, and another half, it seems, does not. And I'm not sure if I want any boxers to go that route. Um, but in the ring, um, I would say Devin Haney, if he can continue to find ways to get better. Lolo Harris, the same thing. You got to continue to find ways to get better because that's what Floyd Mayweather did. He never said, "I'm great," and that's it. It was, "I'm great," and let me uh, constantly sharpen my tools. And if these fighters ain't doing that, they're not going to reach those levels at all by any means. And in terms of, like you said, bringing the people with them, I think that Devin um, has a head start on that. Somebody brought up in the barbershop tonight that uh, when they were making comparisons between Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney, and Fred brought out, look how more aggressive Devin Haney is with his greatness. He is actually calling out the top fighters in and around his division and pressing for those fights instead of sitting back and waiting for them to come to him. And to me, Bill Haney has done a great job in uh, instilling into Devin the community awareness that's necessary for him to be able to reach the plateau based off the criteria that you said with being a part of the people. That's why you see Devin at the LDBC uh, community events. You see Devin all over the place giving back to the less fortunate. Um, and then, of course, you can't help but to see Devin in the gym constantly. So to me, that would be the closest overall. But I think they can all take a page out of Deontay Wilder's book uh, in the area of uh, do not lose your connection with the people because at the end of the day, those belts gonna come and go, but you want to remain the people's champion.
For sure, for sure. All right, so fellas, we're building the ultimate card, right? So each of us are gonna have a fight, right? To for the biggest pay-per-view bout, right? So start off with H Money. What's the fight of you could take a fighter from way back when to a fighter right now and put them together, or you can put two fighters from way back then, or you can put two fighters from today. What's that ultimate dream fight?
I would say Floyd Mayweather versus Roberto Duran. That'd be nice. You know what I mean? Possibly man, I think that'll be my fight right there. I'm gonna stay with that one. Floyd Mayweather, Roberto Duran, Mike Tyson versus Muhammad Ali. That would have been a great fight. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody would have loved that matchup right there.
Okay, okay. DB.
Damn, that's shit, man. That's tough. That's tough. Oh man, 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 man. Whew. Damn, 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 damn. I did want to see Andre Ward get in there with and beat up on Triple G. I think that would have been great. You know, we all had Andre Ward's back, and Triple G had everybody that wasn't us. So I think that would have been a huge, huge card, and that would have been great for Andre Ward to beat up on Sergey Kovalev, and then to go right after that and beat up Gennady Golovkin. I mean, he's already got a legacy, but that would have been, I think that would have been huge. But for me, man, it's like a dream card for me is to have a all LA or SoCal card. I want Jalen Skywalker. I want Chris Lovejoy, Brandon Adams, Fernando Vargas Jr., Lolo Harris, Michael Hunter, Michael Dallas Jr., Joe Diaz Jr. I want a LA SoCal card. That's a dream for me.
Well, you only get one fight, DB, man. You can't have a whole goddamn card, man.
Yeah. So SoCal is my card. That's it.
All right,
yeah,
Reg.
but off the top of one I can think of though is that Andre Ward and Triple G fight.
Okay, what you got, Reg?
Oh, you said just one fight?
Yeah. It's all of cards. So this is like this. So we all got to get a fight on this card. So this is our
yeah,
card
I got you.
Night.
Mike, I got to see Mike Tyson versus David Tua.
Ooh, thunder!
Niggas getting punched. Somebody's getting out the fuck out. All right, Big Tank. What's the fight you got?
Ray Leonard Floyd Mayweather Jr.
Ooh, that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, that's a nice one. That's a nice
That
track
is
right
nice.
there. Hey, I got one right here. I got one for you. What about Pernell Whitaker versus Aaron Pryor? I gotta get that one right there. I need that.
Okay. I'm gonna raise all y'all up one though. Andre Ward versus Roy Jones Jr.
I got
I like
Ward all day. I got Ward. I got Dre.
That was actually going. That was actually the one under mine, and then I had number three. I had Ray Leonard, Floyd Mayweather. I literally had Roy Jones, Andre Ward, and then I had Bernard Hopkins, Andre Ward.
Pernell Whitaker versus Floyd Mayweather is one of my other ones. Ultimate chess match.
Yeah, I got Bernard Hopkins, man. That nigga Hopkins, that nigga.
And then I would like to see my favorite fighter of all time, Lennox Lewis versus Deontay Wilder.
Ooh, that'd be a good one.
Can Riddick Bowe get some love though, Reggie Owens? Can Riddick Bowe get some of that work with Lennox?
Riddick Bowe, another AB.
Oh
No,
man.
hell no, he wasn't a drinker. He was never a drinker. He just was a eater. He liked to eat a lot.
Nigga, he's in out of jail too, nigga.
Well, he had brain damage though. That's why he got into it with his baby mama and shit.
Hey, the next time we go live, bro, that's what we're gonna talk about though. We're gonna look up all the boxing fuck ups, and we're gonna figure out who was the worst fuck up out of all of them, and we're just gonna chop it up and talk about that. That's what we're gonna do next time. Reg, when the next time you going live, man?
I don't know. I'll be letting y'all go live so y'all can go live too.
Hey man, I don't know if I can keep this shit up, man.
Yeah, but if I don't know, we can alternate that shit.
Yeah, man. Hey, I'm just excited, man. I'm really excited about this though, man. I'm changing my whole work schedule for real. Like I'm gonna really just kind of cut down on the hours and really try to go live every night, man. So yeah, man, I really appreciate you. I don't know.
Y'all know. Oh my bad. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, a fight that I always did want to see. It's not like it wasn't really like a dream fight because it could have happened. Would have been that middleweight for Bernard Hopkins to fight James Toney. I wanted to see that fight.
Hopkins. I got Hopkins, man. Hopkins going
I want to see the fight. I mean, I'm not even gonna pick. I just want to. I would just love to see those styles collapse in the ring and see those two brothers go to work. Would have been a good, would have been good for me to see.
Nice.
Yeah, those two great minds in the ring together.
Right.
Absolutely.
Regardless of who I want to see win or who I think would win or not, just to see them in the ring with that human chess game on the line was something that I really wanted to see.
That would have been nice. That would have been nice to see. And I got something else for y'all. So if you had to say who was the most robbed boxer of all time,
Pernell Whitaker, man, easily, man.
Badu Jack.
Oh shit. I don't know. All time, that's kind of that's kind of messed up because we have to consider all time boxers who some of these guys were fighting in times where they were getting robbed because they was niggas.
right.
And those numbers will make Badu Jack and Pernell Whitaker and all the rest of the people that we can name in modern day time look silly because they probably was getting tens. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so we'll just do modern time. Mark, who you got?
I'll say in big fights because of legacy and the way he's remembered now. Pernell Whitaker comes to mind because he should be remembered as a way bigger icon in boxing than he is even remembered right now.
Yep. I got Pernell Whitaker and Winky Wright. Those my two.
Yeah, it's hard to disagree with Sweet Pea, man. Sweet Pea is yeah, that's up there. Yeah, I can't disagree with that.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Can you imagine if Sweet Pea would have got that Chavez win when he fought him at the time that he fought him? Can you imagine if Sweet Pea would have got that De La Hoya win at the time that he fought him, where his name would be in the annals of when we talk about boxing?
Right.
Wow.
That's a huge deal because look how we talk about him now because we are boxing fans. But imagine if he had just done that with just those two wins, just those two fights.
Dude, my dad lost $5,000 on that fight, dude. He lost $5,000 on that fight because him and this dude when they used to hoop, they bet $5,000 on the fight, and when it was a draw, the dude just came to the park the next day and just laughed like, "Damn, boy, I almost had to give you that $5." So that was one of the ones that was like, "Damn, yeah." See, I just think Pernell Whitaker got robbed so many goddamn times, and he beat the hell out of Oscar De La Hoya, man. Oscar De La Hoya was doing a whole bunch of just swinging, and that's the thing. Same thing he did with Floyd Mayweather. He thought he was gonna win that Mayweather fight doing that same bullshit, but nah.
Oscar went and got Mayweather whole style. He went and had his dad train him. Show me how to do that.
Still didn't work.
And still didn't work because he had to change back to Freddie Roach because Floyd Sr. was on code. Y'all look that up and find out what that means for some of y'all people who can't stay on code. But Floyd was like, I'm not about to train you to beat my son.
Yeah, man. That's a fact. So H Money, man. Let everybody know where to find you at.
Oh yeah, you already know, man. You know, H Money, Mr. Supreme, Mr. DAZN. You feel me? You can follow me at H Money Boxing. The name now is H Money Boxing. I'm professional with it now, my nigga. No more you know what I'm saying? No more games, no more beef with niggas. It's all professional. I'm breaking down fights, man. I appreciate the opportunity from Fred, Reggie Owens, my brother DB, for what he welcomed me in the beginning, man. You know what I'm saying? My brother Tank. And yeah, man, we about to turn all the way up, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we doing it.
For sure. Hey, listen, I really appreciate you, my nigga, staying up with me that night and teaching me how to work this StreamYard, bro. I appreciate you for letting me come on your platform and cook all the time, sending me all the links. Man, I appreciate you, my brother, for real.
Hey, man, you know, man, hey, that's how I do it, man. You know what? EBE, bro. Everybody eat. Like my nigga Kid Cali, man, from LA. Rest in peace to my nigga Justin, you dig? EBE, bro. Everybody eat.
For sure. I eat, we all eat. That's the motto. For sure it is.
That's right.
DB,
Yes.
Yeah, let everybody.
Oh yeah, I'm right here. Shit, I didn't hear what was the question.
Let everybody know where to follow you at.
Oh shit, allfuckery.com. Yeah, just look for all fuckery. Nah, man, just I mean, it's simple, man. It's just DB. There's no periods and no spaces. Just DB. So that's it. And you know, eventually I'll add something to the name. Reggie been on me about adding something to the name. So the name that you see on the channel right there, Casual MMA Fan, it'll probably be that. But shit, ain't no telling, man. You know, I'm just enjoying right now, man. You know what I mean? My conversations with all of the brothers, man. And I was waiting for Big Tank to finally get his, and him and Reggie was over there doing some engineering, getting his shit right. So I just want to be on with my Cali brothers, man. You know what I'm saying? Getting it. And if you notice, look at your whole panel. Your whole panel was South Central. Did you notice that?
You goddamn right.
Yes, indeed.
Hey, people don't understand that California is so different. They think we all the same, but we damn near two different states for real. Northern California and Southern California is damn near two different states, but when it comes to outsiders, man, we always stick together, man. And I got love for you niggas, man, for real. Stand up with a nigga for 2 hours. It's 2 a.m. right now. I appreciate you niggas standing up. Reg, what you got, man? Let everybody know where to find you at.
Yes, sir. Everybody eat. I like that shit. You can find me over on Boxing Conversation with Reggie Owens. If that shit ever gets taken down again, it will be another one. So you're gonna always find me on Boxing Conversation with Reggie Owens. And the funny shit, man, I'll be dying when let me say shit about Agent Money. He talking about being professional. Keep staying professional. I remember we was talking about boxing. He talking about this. He's talking about Earl Smith. Said this nigga needs to start riding them horses and start fighting. Like this nigga crazy.
Hey, Tank, let us know what's happening.
Yes, sir. Y'all can find me just by Googling the Sweet Science Examiner, and whatever you got, I got for you. You got YouTube, follow me on YouTube. You got Instagram, follow me on Instagram. You got Snapchat, follow me on Snapchat. If you got Twitter, follow me on Twitter. So just Google the Sweet Science Examiner, and whatever you got, link up with me.
For sure. Hey, DB, eventually I'm gonna get a song so you can yell, nigga, play the song. But
yeah. I'm with it.
But like I always say, man, we're gonna continue to keep our foot on these niggas' necks at all times. Blessings to the whole chat. I appreciate y'all, man, standing up with a nigga, man, and showing love. Reggie, appreciate you for helping me out yesterday, man, and get me moving in the right direction when it comes to this StreamYard, bro. I gotta give my niggas they flowers while they can still smell
Yes, sir.
them. They weed while they can still inhale it, and they drink while they can still drink them. You feel what I'm saying? And they shoes while they can still time. So like I always say, man, we gonna holler. I see y'all when I see y'all, man. Another like the other one, same super heated. All right, y'all, we out.
Yes, sir.
Peace.